up, everybody, and welcome back. It is spring. Spring has sprung. It is beautiful out. The birds are chirping. The peepers are peeping. The trees are starting to get their little red tips on the ends of their branches. It is a gorgeous day, and I thought it would be the perfect time to get to the bad news about Barnabus, which is we're selling him. Yep, selling. Let's talk about why. Okay, got my coffee. Okay. Oh, this thing's on wheels, so hopefully I don't roll backwards and bust my ass. We are selling Barnabus. I am selling Barnabus. The reason I am selling Barnabus is because I have decided that I would prefer van life instead of bus life. I kind of knew that already when I was getting into this. I already had this preconceived notion of having a van. The problem was when I started researching and really trying to figure out how I was going to do this, it wasn't feasible for me to buy a new van. I wasn't making enough money. I had just started getting my own business rolling, and it just wasn't something that I thought I could do. Well, 6 months, 7 months later is a different story, and my business has kind of been growing exponentially, and at this point I am currently able to buy a van, which is what I had initially wanted to do. I bought the bus because it was a good deal. The bus is in great shape, and it was just something I couldn't turn down at the time because it's all I had. I had the money to buy the bus, and the bus happened to be the exact amount that I had, so therefore I bought it. You know, it kind of sucks. We came up with this cool name for this bus, and I was kind of getting attached to him a little bit, and you know, I'm a little, I don't want to say, I'll say saddened. I'll say saddened, not sad. You know, it's kind of like I stepped into this, it was an adventure, and just having it was an adventure. So I figured I'd go over a few things about Barnabus, just being honest, going through the things that are great about this bus, the things that need some work. I don't think anybody goes into this thinking that their bus doesn't need work. We all kind of know, like, there's something that's going to need to be done here. So I figured we'd talk about what I have gotten done, what I haven't gotten done, and kind of some of the, you know, tidbits about the bus itself. First and foremost, this bus only has 110,000 miles on a diesel engine. That was the biggest selling point for me. When I bought it, it was just from a guy who was looking to convert it for himself, and then he got an actual RV and was like, well, I don't need the bus anymore, and he sold it. Poor Barnabus. Nobody wants fucking Barnabus. I'm so sorry. I just realized that. This is such a great little bus, and I feel so bad that I'm doing this. It runs great. It goes. When you hit the gas pedal, this bus moves. It's a little bumpy, but I think that's because it's old, so it's a little, you know, as you're driving, it's a little bouncy, but I think that's kind of expected with buses. I don't think anybody thinks they're getting in this thing and it's gonna just, you know, be smooth trails the whole way. They're kind of built to just be bouncy because they're not meant for comfort. It has never even given me a scare. It just, boom, starts right up. As far as the inside goes, the floor is basically perfect. I probably shouldn't have pulled the floor, but I'm kind of glad that I did, because somebody else is going to want to do that anyway, because just like me, somebody else is going to want to go through the entire process of sealing the floor and doing all that. I have not sealed the floor yet. That is the downside to the floor. However, I have saved you the entire catastrophic annoyance that is taking the seats and floor out of a bus. I promise you, you want to skip that step. Don't skip that step if you're buying another bus. Definitely still check the floors. But this floor has barely any rust. There's a little bit of rust around the wheel well on the driver's side, but nothing that's like making it so that the floor is going to fall through. That is, as far as I have seen on the internet, a pretty decently easy fix. On the passenger side, as far as I can tell, there's only like minuscule amounts of rust. I still have to get this heater out. I don't know if that's gonna happen, and I'm sorry. But at least I saved you the trouble of the floor and the seats, because it took us 3 days to get the seats out of this bus. In the front, there is a little bit of rust on the floor. As far as I know, that can be cleared up and cleaned up with some sort of chemical rub, and you put it on there, it kills the rust, and then you put a sealant over that, bada bing, bada boom, you're good. There's no holes in the floor on the front. I think it's just surface rust. So, and it's not weak. The floor doesn't feel like it's giving. It's actually in pretty good shape. So I think a little TLC and you'll be just fine. As far as the front goes, the seat, super comfortable. I'm sure you'll want to change the seat anyway, but for now it is super comfortable. It needs to be cleaned up, it's dusty, but the radio works, sounds great up front. We pulled the speakers because we couldn't get the ceiling out without pulling the speakers, so we did that. We did remove all of the insulation. Trust me, you did not want that insulation. That's about it. I mean, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll answer as best as I can. You could totally DM me or message me. I'm way cool with that. Find me on Instagram at nooo visuals or at Life of Barnabus, because that makes more sense, right? Somebody buy the bus, because this is a beautiful piece of machinery here for a great price and low mileage and barely needs any work. You can start within a month of buying this, probably building, after you do the floors. And I might even do the floor before it sells, so you might luck out. But buy the bus. Buy Barnabus. Because I need the money, and you need the bus. So do that. Thanks. Hit the subscribe button, please, right now. Thanks. That would be super appreciated. I love you guys, and live your life. Do more you. Peace.